Hey guys, Jotaro Nizzy here. I kind of wanted to explain something. I recently just took down a video and it was proof that the best singers aren't, and that's basically, I'm not saying that the best singers aren't the best singers, I'm saying that the best singers are also the worst singers. Because that's kind of a joke in my family because my sister is a really good soprano and she's really talented and when she's joking around, she can have a really bad singing voice and she knows it. She does this on purpose. And we like to say that Lainey's a really great singer, and yet she also has the worst singing voice, and she gets a kick out of it every single time. So, yeah, I titled the video When People Tell Me I Can't Sing, and the reason why I did that is because, well, let me just explain what happened in the video. So, in the video, I took some songs from KG Elephant, and so some of them were songs like, Cold, 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 Cigarette Daydreams, Soil to the Sun, Around My Head, Saber-Toothed Tiger, and about half of them I used with a real singing voice. So like the songs like Cigarette Daydreams, Right Before My Eyes Unpeeled, Cold, 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 Always Something. I did that with my regular singing voice. And then for the other half of the songs, I sang it in this really bad voice. It was like part of me was screaming, part of me wasn't, or part of me just was acting like I was a robot or that I didn't care. And I recently took that video down because I was kind of meh about putting it out on the internet because my self-esteem had actually kind of gone down editing that video. But the reason why I made that video in the first place is because I mentioned in a previous video that I struggle with depression, and one thing that you should know about depression is that you normally have a low self-esteem and that you start to lose interest in some of the things that you were really into. So one of those things was actually my singing voice. Ever since I was little, I've been singing since before I can remember. But when I was in the 8th grade, I was singing a solo in the Christmas play at school, and everyone was telling me that I was really good and that I was like the best person to sing the solo. I was singing That's Christmas to Me by Pentatonics, and literally 2 hours before I was going on stage to sing, my mom had me practice with her. So she had me record my voice singing the solo, and then she had me listen to it, and then she asked me what I thought about it, and honestly I didn't really know what I thought about it because a part of me has always kind of been self-conscious about my voice because I was always bullied for that when I was in middle school, since no one talked to me and everyone was always being so mean to me. So my comfort place was just walking back and forth, pacing and singing songs. I didn't know about KG Elephant, so most of what I was singing was Imagine Dragons, which is why it's still one of my favorite bands today. But everyone was always telling me I have this horrible voice, and yet they would still come up to me at lunch sometimes and they'd be like, so sing me a song, like songs that no one likes, like they'd be asking me to sing Justin Bieber, sometimes they'd be asking me to sing from Frozen, sometimes they'd actually be asking me to sing real songs, but most of the time I guess it was a joke. But it really bugged me a lot because music has always been a part of me, it's always been part of my life, and now I'm being shot down because of it, because I like to sing and because I'm not the best singer. I know I'm not the best singer. There are a bunch of other people who can sing better. And even with my sister singing soprano all the time, people will come up to me asking me to sing them a song because I'm an alto. I have a low voice. And then my sister will walk into the room and immediately whoever was talking to me, no matter how many people, they will all go to my sister, and they will just be crowding around her, begging them to sing them a song, and it makes me feel really bad. Like, I know my sister is a really good singer, and she's actually going to college for her voice, but the fact that I am always in the shadow of my sister because she has a higher voice. They've always said that my sister is always the better singer, and that really it really shoots down my self-esteem because I have always been bullied about not having a nice voice, and I've still always hated my voice. Even when I'm just talking, I feel like my voice is just way too low, and no one likes girls with low voices. They only want high voices. I mean, even my friends sometimes like to make fun of me jokingly because they're like, you have such a low voice, you could be a boy. I remember one time I was sitting at lunch and they were talking about voice acting, and they're like, oh yeah, we need a boy to voice act. Can any of you girls do it? So I literally just like talked in a lower voice. I wasn't even trying to, and they were like, that's perfect, you could totally be a boy. But my mom, when I told her, I'm going back to the solo, when I told her that I didn't know what was wrong with it, she got really mad at me because she said that my voice was horrible and that I shouldn't be singing the solo, and she was saying that because she knew that I was depressed because of everyone who was bullying me and harassing me, and she was trying to get me to talk to her about it. So the only way she could think of doing it was to tell me that my voice was not good, and it shot down my self-esteem a lot. And I stood up on stage and I sang the solo, and I don't know, I get really nervous when I get on stage, but it's like, theater has again always been a part of me, so whenever I get on stage, I'm really nervous and I'm shaking a lot, but I can still perform. I can still perform like I would normally do. I mean, if it's like a testimony or a talk or something, yeah, I have a bit more trouble, but if it's like something I've prepared for, then I can still do it. But at the same time, my mom, after the play, she came down and she was like, you were beautiful, I loved your solo, but I couldn't believe her anymore, and she's done that a lot more with a lot of my solos. She tells me that she really liked it, but ever since that day, it's been really hard for me to believe anyone that I have a nice voice. So the reason why I made that video was me singing these songs bad. I love all these songs. I'm a really big fan of I'm a really big fan of Cage the Elephant, and these songs are kind of like my comfort. Whenever I'm feeling down, whenever I'm feeling depressed, these are the things that I turn to. Music is the thing that I turn to when I'm upset, and I love all these songs. I did these songs mainly just because I wanted to sing some Cage the Elephant songs, and I was alone for quite a while. I was just like, people keep telling me I have a horrible voice, but I can sing worse, so unless you want me to sing like this, let me keep singing like this. But I know there was one person in the comments that got really upset with me, I think. That didn't make me feel any better, but I took the video down. So yeah. I don't really sing as much on my YouTube channel because I've always been so self-conscious about my voice, and I know this is something a lot of people go through, but it's always been hard, and I've never even I've still never really liked my voice, so whenever someone even starts to criticize my voice, then I get really upset, and I just really wanted to apologize for that video. If any of you were big Cage the Elephant fans, if any of you saw that video, yeah, that was why. Thanks guys for watching, and I'm so sorry, and peace out.